died at the age of 25. The cities were cesspools of vice and poverty. That is capitalism, then and now. Oh, and yes, I see all the luxuries advertised in your magazines and in your newspapers and on your screens. Yes, all those screens with all those pictures. You see so much and know so little. Doesn't anyone read history? What kind of shit do they teach in the schools these days? Civil wars, Cold Wars, World Wars, Holy Wars, wars to end all wars, anniversary of the Gulf War, a victory short and sweet, anniversary of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and yes, I know all the reasons, the excuses. Make war to make peace, kill to save lives in the name of democracy or freedom or love of country, kill in the name of Jesus, kill in the name of God. It goes on and on and on until there are hundreds of thousands of corpses in the fields. And children dying for lack of food and medicine in Europe, Africa, Asia, Palestine, Afghanistan, Chechnya, Iraq. People killing one another over boundaries. Did you hear what I said 150 years ago? Wipe out these ridiculous national boundaries. No more passports, no more visas, no more border guards and immigration quotas, no more flags and pledges of allegiance to some artificial entity called a nation. Workers of the world, unite. I wish Jenny were here. She'd know what to say about all of this. I watched her die. She was so sick, so miserable. I wish my daughters could. I confess. I confess to you, I didn't reckon with capitalism's ingeniousness in surviving. I didn't know there would be drugs to keep the sick, violent system alive. War to keep the industries going. War to make people crazed with patriotism and fear so that they forget their misery. And religious fanatics promising the masses that Jesus will return. I know Jesus. He's not coming back. I was wrong in 1848, thinking capitalism was on its way out. My timing was a bit off, perhaps by 200 years. But it will be transformed. All the present systems will be transformed. The people are not fools. I remember Tussie's friend, your President Lincoln, saying, you can't fool all of the people all of the time. Their common sense, their instinct for decency and justice will bring them together. And please, don't scoff. It has happened before. It can happen again on a much larger scale. And when it does, the rulers of society, with all their wealth, with all their armies, will be helpless to prevent it. Their servants will refuse to serve. Their soldiers will disobey orders. And yes, capitalism has achieved wonders unsurpassed in history, miracles of technology and science, but it is preparing its own death. See, its voracious appetite for profit, more, creates a world of turmoil. It turns everything, art, literature, music, beauty itself, into commodities to be bought and sold. It turns human beings into commodities. And not just the factory worker, but the physicians, the scientists, the lawyers, teachers, students, artists, poets, all must sell themselves to survive. And what will happen when all these people finally realize that they are all just workers, that have a common enemy, they will join with others in order to fulfill themselves. And not just in their own country, but because capitalism needs a world market, because its cry is free trade, because it needs to roam freely everywhere on the globe to make more profit, more and more. But in doing so, it unwittingly creates a world culture. Because people cross borders as never before in history, ideas cross borders. Something new is bound to come of this. When I was in Paris with Jamie in 1843, I was 25. And I wrote that in this new industrial system, capitalism, that people are estranged from their work because it is distasteful to them. And I wrote that people are alienated from nature as machines, smoke, smells, and noise invade their senses. Progress, it is called. And I wrote that people are alienated from each other because everyone is set against everyone else, scrambling for survival. And I wrote that people are alienated from their own true selves, living lives that are not their own, living as they do not really want to live, so that a good life is possible only in dreams or fantasies. But it does not have to be this way. There is still a possibility of choice. Only a possibility, I grant. Nothing is certain. That is now clear. I was too damn certain, and now I know anything can happen, but people must get off their asses. Does that sound too radical for you? Remember, to be radical simply means to grasp the root of a problem. And the root is us. I have a suggestion. Pretend that you have boils. Pretend that sitting on your ass gives you enormous pain, so that you must stand up, must move, must act. Let's not talk anymore about capitalism or socialism. Let's talk about using the incredible wealth of the earth for human beings. Give people what they need. Food, medicine, clean air, pure waters, trees, grass, pleasant homes to live in, some hours of work, more hours of leisure. And please, don't ask who deserves it. Every human being deserves it. Well, it's time to go. Do you resent my coming back and irritating you? Well, look at it this way. It is the second coming. Christ couldn't make it. So Marx came.
Seen that at a local college, Luzerne County Community College in Nanticoke. Make of it what you will.